Happy Monday, new location. I actually came in this morning a little bit earlier with my husband and decided to catch the sunrise on Pier 3, one of my favorite spots. IFC's behind there somewhere. Hong Kong's in the background. Monday. Thought that might be a nicer spot than the gym room this morning, so hopefully it's not too noisy. Hopefully you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. I had one of my friends still say that I'm struggling with my audio, or he can't hear my audio, and I don't know how these mics work. I just put the button in, I just turn it on, and I speak into it, and it's supposed to do its job. This is just reminding me again how much I made sure that this whole process was low effort. No editing, just the thumbnail, and that's it. We can carry on. Final week, final countdown. Monday morning, we got this week Monday to Friday, and then we're flying to Peru this weekend. I am so excited. I'm so excited. It's been very interesting actually this trip. Usually before the mountain trips, there's been a bit more. Well, actually, thinking about it, it's interesting. Every year for the last 4 or 5 years now, something big has happened around the mountain trips. And I can't quite wrap my head around the fact that after I'd done a 10-day Vipassana back in 2019, one of my biggest goals was to try and find that time in my year to take those 10 days out. I remember thinking to myself, isn't it amazing that we can't take 10 days back to back? Like, isn't it quite incredible that in our society that is like 10 days offline, away from everything, for yourself. And then during COVID, the first time that we did this type of trek with our friends, we did Austria. We did 10, 11 days in the Austrian Alps. And it was that first time I'd had that feeling again of having time to myself to disconnect, to... Oh, I'm going to laugh so hard if you can hear that slapping noise. Please tell me you can hear that. That's the old ladies coming to do their exercises in the morning. They smack themselves to get the circulation and the blood flowing. I hope it's not that loud. That's going to be so funny. Asia, man, I am very, very, very grateful that I was raised in this city. As much as, every city has their shit, every place has their things, and, we still want to get out of this city. But to have been raised here, to have had this upbringing, to have been able to have the global outlook and the international outlook and the multicultural outlook that I have on life now, and even just the things that I've seen and witnessed, and just the way that this city runs, like, it's ludicrous. It's like a little toy town. The stories, the people, the things that you see, the crazy rich Asians versus the crazy, like, poverty that you see in the city, full of affluence, and also, the lapsap guys living on the top of the pier over here. Like, it's absolutely bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. There's not many places I feel that have the safety of this city. And what's nice is that, look, Hong Kong will always be home, which is incredible. And especially leaving this time, like, we don't know, maybe we'll be back. I'd love to be able to have somewhere to be able to base here and come in and out more freely. But in terms of living full time in the city, I just think it's chapters and phases, we're ready for so much more outside life, and we prefer living outside a lot more. And unfortunately, in a city like this, outside is just polluted. Like, there are lots of things to do outside, but it is also very, very humid, very, very hot, and very, very polluted. Now, it's just not the same as going for a walk or playing a round of golf as it is in the UK or South Africa or Europe or anywhere else. It's just different. It's just different. But Hong Kong is an absolutely incredible city. I'd be very interested to see if any of you guys have actually been, lived, or visited, and what you think. Very grateful to call this place home. Ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. I'm trying to think what I wanted to talk about, but I'm just really enjoying this sunrise. That's something. You guys sunrisers or sunsetters? I prefer, well, I like both, but you'll always have me around a good sunset if I can help it. That was something I really struggled with when I started working at the office and for the agency. I was building my own agency back in the day with the core media stuff. I couldn't wrap my head around why I couldn't actively tell my business partner that I wanted to be home through rush hour and I wanted to be home for sunset and I wanted to do my work in different phases. Like I don't know if it was because I wasn't sure. I don't know if it was because I didn't trust that the work would get done or that I didn't trust that you couldn't operate outside of a 9 to 5. I'm just trying to, I've had so many phases of my life where I felt like I've needed permission to do things. And it's one of the biggest questions I've been asking myself over the last little bit, because I can start to feel myself moving from where I was to where I want to be. I can feel the differences. I can see where I've dropped so many of my limiting beliefs. I can see where I've changed my mind and changed my perspective on so many things, where I've learned certain lessons and I don't look at life or problems or now like this type of visibility in the same way at all. Like I can see what's possible on the other side, and there is no more of that fear of, oh, what if? Because I feel like the what if gets taken out when you actually commit to something and realize that along this process other things show themselves. I think the permission thing is a big thing, but the needing to know how things are going to work out or how things are going to come in, or I guess that's the control, right? The control of needing to know the outcome is going to be safe, and I just find it so funny when I realize that was holding me back for so long. I'm going to get so annoyed if this lady's slapping noises are louder than my voice in this video. I love that I've picked this spot, but the permission thing has been big. It's like, who was I waiting for permission for? Who was I expecting to give me permission to go and just do things? Like, I watch my husband now and I learn so much from this man. I think it's one of the many reasons why I love him, but just watching him pick up different hobbies or get interested in different things and then dive down the rabbit hole, and before you know it, he's bought the thing, he's got the manual, he's got the accessory, he's tested. Like, even watching what he's done with these compound bows, right? We want to start learning how to shoot before we get back to South Africa. Bow is bought. Everything's bought. He now knows the trigger thing. He knows how to set it up. He knows how to do it. He's been practicing on the roof. There's this just jump into it and go that I feel like I always used to stop myself from doing for some reason. And I'm not sure if it was because oh, if you can't hear it. And I don't know if it was because I felt like I couldn't, or I felt like I shouldn't, or I felt like I needed more of a plan to do something. I wonder if I'm going to put this on, if it's going to be too much. Oh, that sun's gotten bright now, but I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, because I'm realizing now, especially, like I said, as I'm moving from these perspectives and how I saw things into this new perspective, and it is true what they say, osmosis. When you hang around, and can you see the sun rise through the glasses? See the cityscape? I don't like not looking at the camera though, so I'm going to try and Not squint, but I will look at the camera. What was I saying? Coffee this morning. Because I'm trying to think, right, the advice that I would give the old me, and it's so hard because I feel like I've said to you guys before, it's not one thing. There are so many layers, and so depending on the layers of the limiting beliefs and the different experiences you've had, you come to the table with a different set of things that you've got to figure out, right, and go through. I definitely realize that the biggest paradox is the put your own oxygen mask on first. That analogy on the plane, put yours on first before helping the kids. We as humans have managed to put everybody else's needs above our own, and I understand in terms of the survival hierarchy, you know, there's the you got to do what you got to do, you got to sort yourself out, but this, what we are living in, what we are operating from, is so much more powerful than even we realize, and even we know, and even we have learned about. Like, science is one thing, we've learned so much, but this next 5-10 years is really going to start moving into what's happening with the energetics, what's actually possible for human beings to do. I mean, I still remember even just the more and more I'm learning, the more and more it blows my mind how everything has been designed to distract us from this. On all the answers that we are looking for are inside here, and it's by working with this, by understanding our needs, our desires, and getting over the fact that those are labeled selfish or harmful or sinful, depending on what community you're coming from or depending on what culture you've been living in. A lot of the times, looking after yourself, taking care of yourself comes under the category of selfish. And it's so incredible to me that that's the way that we've built, and that everything is, I will fix everybody else except for myself. And then we wonder why we start to feel resentful about the work that we do or the things that we do, because it's never our turn. But we are the ones that are not putting ourselves first. We are the ones that are not allowing it to be our turn. And oh my goodness, this got very bright very quickly. Let's see, I might just have to do a little like side thing. Oh, maybe you guys can take that. Oh, no, that's not what I had planned to do. Crotch shot. Oh, does that work? You guys can get IFC now. That's only a sidelit profile. I did not mean to do that. Oh, this is going to be an interesting episode. Good morning. Happy Monday. If this is your first episode with us, they are not all like this. Normally they are done in the privacy and the safety of my own home. But neglecting, like, how do we expect to be a team player? How do we expect to be a pillar in society? How do we expect to even help when we don't even know when we don't even know how to take care of ourselves? Like, I do now, the more I see this, the more I find it interesting. I'm going to just face this way. It doesn't matter now. Anyway, I got the little crutch shot and turn around just for fun today. This is more comfortable. Glasses. You're going to get glasses. I just remember how much I was doing for others, and then I was getting frustrated that nobody... There's this line that I've realized I've caught myself saying now, and I had to catch myself the other year, and I've had to take it back, where it's like, oh, I just got to finish everybody else's stuff and then I get to do my stuff. And then I get to, like, once I've done this, then I can play with my art, or then I can play with this, or, once this is done, then I can play with my toys. Once the homework is done, then I can play with my toys. It feels like something from school, It's like once all the adult responsibility is done, then I get to have fun and do what I want to do. Why do I never have time to do, like, nobody is making you fill your days and fill your diaries of responsibilities with others. And yes, certain people are thrown into roles of responsibility that maybe they weren't even prepared for or didn't sign up for or didn't, want to do. But it's that whole thing of, if you can't carve out 20 minutes for yourself, you need an hour. That's that meditation line. But you can one up that on just yourself. Like, if you can't carve out 20 minutes for you to do something that you enjoy or to take a moment to yourself, you need at least an hour. And I remember even struggling to allocate 2 hours a week to do my artwork. And I still do. It's so funny. It's so funny to watch myself refuse to believe that I can actually have a hobby and chill. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing how long it took me to start being able to rest without feeling guilty after I left building the agency and after I realized that I was running down the wrong fucking ladder of what I wanted. I like that day that I came back on that bus, I broke down. It was during COVID. I had my mask on. I was tearing. I was like, I've worked so hard for 3-4 years, and you know there was this weird promise of building and working through and scaling. And of course, when you're in it, like, you forget how long that sometimes takes. But we were 3 years in. I was absolutely like getting to the end of my thread. And all my business partner wanted to do was push more and work harder and do more and not set us up to win. I couldn't believe it when I found out that we couldn't even outsource to Fiverr because we had miscalculated the packages for our clients, which meant there was no buffer. There was no ability to build in a team. We were underselling and undervaluing our services massively. This is when we tried to join forces with other people who were bringing in bigger projects and bigger things and had seen bigger clients. And even then, when we started bringing them on, my business partner was more than happy to negotiate down. And that was when I realized, like, that's not an us problem, that's a him problem. And I think it's so difficult when you start to realize as well, with so many things, nobody actually knows how to do it until you do it. But unless you've done it before, and unless you've been bullish enough to figure it out, more often than not, your first venture is not going to succeed very well. There are going to be so many mistakes. I just couldn't believe how I don't know, people that are set up to try and work more into the ground, it blows my mind. Like, I've never come into this world or job or wanting to find a career where it feels like I am losing part of my soul in exchange for a paycheck or an income that makes the rest of the life okay. You know what I mean? Like, I can't stay somewhere for that long. I can't. It's written all over my face if I'm not enjoying it, and you get stuck in that Groundhog Day, and it just. I don't know how people do it for years and years and years and years. They'll go to the same office, they'll do the same thing, and then the solution is, oh, why? And then they wonder why companies don't appreciate them more or do. And it's like, you haven't appreciated yourself enough to figure out that this isn't even what you want to do. Like, where's the self-love, the self-appreciation? And look, some people absolutely love that. Some people love being able to clock in, clock out, have their world, have their income, have, okay, thanks, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Great. If that is you, that is not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the people that don't understand how that side of the world operates and would like to figure out an income for themselves, but then because we don't take care of ourselves and we assume that everybody is going to give it to us out there, or we have to get an income from somebody else, we then don't realize how powerful and how quickly we can actually cultivate and build something for ourselves, because there's that belief of, oh, but somebody else has to give it to me. Yeah, I don't know. My biggest goal is that it's that autonomous, it's that self autonomous, and it's that building that self perpetuating wheel of income, and that funnel of, I have an idea, I can bring something to life that helps people, I can create a payment link, and I can send it out. And that's the flow of green energy, right? Coming in, coming out, green energy, money in, money out. Like it's this flow. What are you contributing to get it back? What are you contributing to bring it back? And how are you doing it in a way that is able to hit more people so that it's not clunky? And, that's that whole thing with how these people have been able to make $7 million in one launch. It's like, how do you sustain it? How do you support it? Are you prepared to support it? Because again, that's that whole thing. Everybody's so freaking ready and wanting to go viral, but then what are you actually going viral with? What is the substance that you're actually providing for your people or for the clients? Like, because if you just want to go viral and just make the money for what? Everybody wants that. Like, how does it fit into the play of how you are, one, again, receiving, but also giving? Like, there really is this give and take, and it's coming into balance with that, and it's figuring out where you sit in that balance and what you want to contribute. And honestly, usually when you're fucking tired and you've had enough, you don't feel like contributing. And that's another thing that I find so funny. These jobs, they will suck your soul, and they expect you to work above and beyond, like 110% for a crumb of the price. And then if you start working for yourself, you actually get to pay yourself whatever you want, and the limit does not exist. It plays on your mind. It really does. Because then you start to realize how powerful we truly are, and that there are no more gatekeepers anymore. There are no more gatekeepers. I mean, freaking Jay Yang's just gone and written his second book. This dude's not even 20, or he's just turning 20, and he's managed to get an internship with Noah Cake, and he did the newsletter stuff with Beehive. He's worked with the Hormozis. I think he did Shelby Sapp's new launch campaign for her LinkedIn stuff. Like, this kid's working with the top of the top, and all because he just started writing and started posting and had zero shits to give in terms of putting himself out there. And there's that element of, being a bit more young and naive and being able to do it. But at any given point, any of us have the capability to do that. I think the fear of these devices and putting ourselves out there is big, but at the same time, like I said in one of my other episodes before, go hide, go build it somewhere else, go build it with an audience that isn't looking at you from your friends and families while you figure it out, while you do your reps. Like, there's so many excuses I used to I used to give myself, which is why I've always had to put myself in a position where the next step gets to be done whether I want it or not. So, like, even in terms with my fitness, when I was struggling with that, I put myself back in classes. I put myself in taekwondo classes. So then my job is to just show up. They put me through the workout. I don't have to actually force myself to go to the gym and then drag myself through a shitty workout, And if you can't afford classes, or you can't afford this, like, find something else. Go join a friend, go for a run, go. I don't know. There's always solutions, There's always solutions, no matter how dire you think the situation is, no matter how far away you think it is. And what's crazy is that the second you start moving towards it with some kind of conviction and some kind of... It helps when you take care of yourself, because then you just start realizing what you will and will not tolerate with yourself, with your body, with your mind, with the world, with everybody else. And it's very quick once you start looking after this, the signals that you can pick up in your body and from people around you. Like, we are intuitive beings. We know, we've got these fields. You know when somebody walks into your space and you get that, like, ick, or somebody walks in and they make you feel alive again, and you have an amazing conversation and you're lit up. It's like that. We don't even tap into any of that enough, because it's all dulled and muted because we're feeling like ass. So yeah, I don't know. Give and take, but just whatever you can this week, like, where are you really not looking after yourself? And where can you really give yourself, like, that promise that, between now and the end of the year you will, because it doesn't take very long to start feeling good. And it's like that mechanism of turning on your senses so that You can see, I like this, I don't like this, more of this, less of this, and use that as your internal guidance. The answers are there. All right, I've just realized the time. I'm enjoying this so much. This is such a beautiful view. I'm going to show you one more time because you've managed to get all the different shots today. Still love that I did that. All right, and if you're still here, I very much appreciate you. Drop a little Lucky Charms 4-leaf clover emoji, and I know you watched it all the way to the end. I'll see you guys soon.